Well, Brad, about the hour in the morning. It's actually 2:15 in the afternoon right now, but we had to wake up early to get to watch this Microsoft press conference.
Yes.
And just tell me your overall thoughts. What did you think of it?
I had a distinct flashback to Nintendo Direct because these guys were just announcement after announcement after announcement. They were just throwing the punches as fast as we could write them down. And for the whole,
Mm,
what was it, almost 2 hours that conference went on? A little over 2 hours? I don't think there was a break in between
yeah,
any of them. I'm,
yeah, I
but I'm,
know.
so far I'm really happy with what they've announced. I think it was the best conference so far.
There's a lot of stuff that was really good, and so let's get through it because there is actually a lot of stuff to talk about. They opened up the show with the Xbox One S, which is their new slim Xbox. It offers HDR gaming and 4K video. It's coming out this year at some point for 299.
Yes. They
It's
are,
just
I am actually surprised they opened with this. Like, this was before even Phil Spencer got on stage. This was just, alright, Xbox
yeah,
starts now, and trailer for Xbox One Slim. Or
yeah, I
X,
know it
or
just happened.
One S, I think they're calling it. They're not calling it the Slim.
You can only assume that S stands for slim. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I'm just really glad they didn't go with this, like, ugly design concept that I'm seeing. Because, oh, it's disgusting. But the one they did go with is, it does look very nice, and it is very small.
Yes, a lot smaller when they showed the size dimension comparison.
Yes, 40%.
That was a crazy difference in size. So it has 4K video like we expected it to do. This HDR game, which you were telling me, is just a nicer looking picture, I guess.
High dynamic. It's just a fancy terminology for making the game look better. It's a lighting technique.
Yes, and I think that 299 price tag is actually really cheap, but we have our theories of why that is when it comes to later
Yeah, it
on.
didn't click until
So
after the conference, but
then they announced this new Xbox Play Anywhere thing, where if you have an Xbox One and a Windows 10 device, you can start playing on the Xbox One, and then your save will move through the cloud to your Windows 10 device, and you can continue playing there. And if you buy a game on Xbox One, you also get it for free on PC. And they showed this off by showing Gears 4.
yeah, they
Um,
are really pushing this universal Xbox platform where there will be no difference between PC and Xbox in terms of what games they get and how they play them. To the point where, like, even your achievements and everything you do on the console will be on the PC version, which is fantastic.
mm. And then they also announced that Gears of War 4 will have a co-op campaign and Horde Mode 3.0, which you can play over Windows 10 and Xbox One together if you want to.
Yeah, and they said that every mode will be cross-play, so
So
that,
even multiplayer will also be crossplay.
yes. And
Then moving on.
believe they
Oh,
said
sorry.
October 11th was the announced date for that.
Yes, but I think we knew that for a while now.
Have
Anyway.
we known that? I don't know.
Yeah, I think we knew at least that it was coming in October. I don't know if we knew an exact date, but we knew it was coming at some point this year.
Oh, and a
But
custom Gears
continue.
controller. I gotta mention that
Yes, and
because it looked kind of cool.
a custom Gears Elite controller, which looked really cool, and it will probably be like $150, like the regular Elite controller.
Yeah,
Moving on with more Gears of War stuff, though, Killer Instinct came out on stage to announce a new special character, which is General Rom from
from the first game.
from the first game. He looks really cool. He seemed to have some cool attacks and stuff. I don't play Killer Instinct, but I can uh, respect that what they're doing is pretty cool. That
Yeah,
they-
it's I don't know. It's the fighting game on Xbox One. Really, it's like you said on the conference is one of the biggest ones, but it's also one of the only ones. So not a lot of fighting games on Xbox One, but I'm okay with that. I've played it. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I can definitely see why people would like it. It's like the Dead or Alive on Xbox. On Xbox One, it's a huge mashup of characters.
Then we got the announcement of Forza Horizon 3 and how it's coming in September 27th. The game is now set in Australia with a variety of different terrains that they showed off. And this also works with that Xbox Play thing where anybody on any Xbox or Windows 10 device can play together.
Yeah, and they really stressed it with this one because they had one guy playing on a 4K PC with the driving setup. They had another guy playing on just a normal PC. They had one girl playing on a normal Xbox and another one playing on an Xbox Slim. So they really pushed the fact that you can play this on anything.
Yeah, you can play it on anything, and everybody can play together. And I think this is actually a really cool innovation.
Yeah, the that drop-in campaign, the four-player campaign co-op that they showed off, I thought was
Mm.
really really cool. The fact that just you can join into their world and your worlds will sync up so you can join them at any time.
Yeah, it's very cool and very innovative. Then we got a. Oh, you gonna say something?
Huh?
Were you gonna say something?
No. Oh, September
I s
27th was the date for that. I don't know if you
yeah,
said that or not.
I did say that.
All right, I'm sorry, I was googling something.
Then we had got a gameplay trailer for Recore, which was announced last year. It's being made by Keiji Inafune, the creator of Mega Man, and I forget the name of the studio, but they were the studio who made Metroid Prime. That game looked kind of cool. There's like three different kinds of robots that seem to help you out during the game.
Yeah, Duncan, Seth, and Mac.
All three of them being like animal uh, parables, I guess. One is a dog, one's like a spider thing, and the other one's like a giant gorilla.
Yeah,
The game looks kind of cool.
I got a very big Borderlandsy feel from it. Not so much in like I don't think we heard any of the characters talk or anything, but just in the way it looked. It looked like if Borderlands wasn't cell shaded.
Mm. Then we got some Division DLC announced. It's called Underground. It's an expansion. It's coming, I think, later this month. Um, they announced that it would have randomly generated missions, which I thought was interesting. And it looked pretty cool. I mean, I haven't played the Division in a very long time, so I mean, I kind of like to get back into the Division and try it out.
Yeah, and it is June 28th, so yes, later this month.
June 28th.
Yes.
Then they announced some new stuff for Xbox Live, just in general. Background music play is coming to Xbox One, so you can listen to music while you play your games. PlayStation's had this for a while with Spotify integration over there. Then we had a language freedom choice where you can pick your own language no matter where you live, and they're adding Cortana, which I think is already there for people who are in the Xbox preview program, and so far nobody likes Cortana.
It's a very gimmicky sort of thing. You need to. The big problem people have with it right now is it automatically searches the web, which is kind of
Mm,
a giant pain. So if it had an option where if you tell it something and it goes, I can't find what you're looking for, would you like me to search the web? Then that would be a just add that in and it'll be fine.
yes. Then they announced this new thing called Clubs, which is basically like a forum group for the games that you enjoy.
Yeah, more or less. You can join up for different clubs. So the examples they gave were like Minecraft, Division Players of LA. So you can create your own and have people join into it. So if Jacob and I wanted to do a complete with DLC club for Destiny, I don't know, I just picked the game.
Mm,
We could do that. That seems to be the general idea.
yeah. They talked about another thing called looking for groups, which I've written down here is basically Craigslist for games, because
Yeah,
you're trying
it's
to find friends to play games with that are, say, on your skill level, or just, maybe you want a general thing like, hey, me and Brad need a group of people to play the Division with, or something like that. You know what I mean?
they're grabbing that MMO terminology with LFG, looking for group.
Exactly.
And the other one is
Um,
Pugs pickup group. So
yeah, this it seemed cool. These are all cool little innovations. The last thing they talked about was Arena, which is an Xbox sponsored tournament platform, so you can create your own tournaments and stuff for specific games that you want to do a tournament in.
and I think that's really really cool. And a little thing about the looking for group thing that I just thought about. Games like Destiny that have no in-game matchmaking for their raids and whatnot. This feature is going to excel in those kind of games because
Hmm.
now you have an outside feature still developed by Xbox that you can look for a group in for a game that otherwise wouldn't let you group up.
Then we had some big Minecraft announcements, at least for the mobile and Windows 10 versions of it. There will now be cross multiplayer between those versions of the game with a new thing called Minecraft Realms.
Yes, so that's what that is dedicated servers that you create so that way people can play with you even if you're offline.
Yes. And then they showed this running between people using an iPad, a Windows 10 tablet, and John Carmack came out from Oculus, and he used to be at id to show off the Gear VR version.
Yes, and they did make a note of saying that they are working to bring this to Xbox One as well. I believe they said later next year. I want to say is what they had said.
I forget what exactly they said. I know that they said though that it was coming to the consoles, which makes me think. Do you think that maybe they'll do Xbox and PlayStation crossplay?
I
Minecraft is still on PlayStation.
I think they will. I think if they're gonna test the waters with this Xbox PlayStation, like getting into bed together, this is gonna be the game they're gonna try to do it with.
Yeah. Then they announced a new Aliens uh mob, I guess, where you can fight aliens in Minecraft now.
Yeah, they had talked about add-ons, which are essentially mods for like on the PC version. So they changed the villagers into like Men in Black guys with bows and arrows, so they were fighting the aliens with them, and so it's
Mm.
essentially just mods.
Yeah, it seemed all right from that one thing that we saw of it. Um,
And hats off to the dude who was presenting that because that could not have been easy. English was clearly not his first language. He's talking in front of 500,000 people. That's got to be nerve-wracking.
he seemed so ready to leave when it was over.
Yeah, I
It
mean, the
was so
last thing he
funny.
said was, let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here. Then after all the Minecraft stuff, they showed off designable controllers. So you can basically go to their website now and pick out the colors that you want for each individual part, whether it's the back battery part, the grips, the front of it, the sticks and stuff and buttons.
Yeah,
So
so
that
there have been custom controller websites that have done this before, but it seems that, much like the Elite controllers, Xbox is trying to sort of break into that market.
yes. Then we got a weird trailer for Inside, the new game from Playdead Studios, the people who made Limbo. Um,
Didn't really
I,
show
I
much.
yeah, I got no sense of what that game was from that trailer. I thought it was a interesting trailer, and it got me interested in saying like, what the hell is this game? But like, I didn't learn anything about the game from the trailer. Then we got a huge ID at Xbox showcase of some uh, early on games. They did a run through of a bunch of games that are just announced or have been announced before, like Cuphead and The Culling is coming to Xbox, and apparently that's coming in their early access program, as along with a bunch of other games they talked about. And one that they showed a lot that's apparently coming to the early access is We Happy Few,
Yes.
which is like a story-driven horror type game.
It seems to be a horror type thing where, oh, and we didn't mention before with Inside, Limbo is now free on Xbox.
Yes, I have to
Starting
write that down.
is starting today. So if you have never played Limbo and you're curious what the studio is capable of, go check that out on Xbox. I've heard it's a very good game. I haven't played it personally. I believe Jacob, you have.
Great game, great game.
All right. So yeah, but We Happy Few. It's essentially a game where everybody is on a drug called joy, and
Yes,
it makes them unreasonably happy, and they hallucinate because our main character, whose name I don't actually know,
I don't think they said.
yeah, I don't think I think it might have been like he obviously recognized whoever was in the newspapers. Maybe it was his sons or something. Um,
Hmm.
he doesn't take the joy. He skips out on it once, and apparently, as soon as you stop taking it once, it immediately wears off. But um, he sees what is actually happening as opposed to what the hopped up people on Joy are seeing. And the scene with the people on Joy look like they're whacking a pinata, and when he looks at it, they're whacking a rat, and it explodes, and it's kind of gross actually.
Yeah.
But it is definitely a very story driven game. I don't know how much innovation is going on with the gameplay, but I'd be curious to check out the story because it is definitely creepy.
Hmm. Yeah, it looked interesting. I thought that it had a really weird sort of like design to it. It kind of reminded me of, I said this during it, that it reminded me of the old Beatles movie Yellow Submarine, in a weird way of the way it looked, and it kind of just had like this 60s British vibe to it. I don't know, it looked interesting. It comes out in July, so check that out then. Then we got an announcement, or at least a confirmation, of Gwent becoming its own full game. They announced that they're doing a beta that's exclusive to Windows 10 and Xbox One, and you can go sign up for that at playgwent.com, and that the game is going to be fully released in September.
Well, September's when the beta is.
No, September's when the game comes out.
Are you sure? Because I had heard it was the beta. He said
N-
you can sign up now in the beta. The closed beta starts in September.
No,
That was on the screen.
no. I think what he said was you can go to playgwent.com to sign up for the beta, and that the game is being released in September. I could be wrong. I have absolutely no clue. But moving on through some more stuff because we still have a big thing to talk about. We only have like 4 minutes left to talk about it. Tekken 7's being released in early 2017, and they've basically just confirmed that it's coming to Xbox One. And for the next week, you can get Tekken Tag Tournament 2 for free with backwards compatibility. Then we got a trailer that announced Dead Rising 4, which is coming holiday 2016, so I assume in the November, December range. Scalebound, they showed an extended co-op demo of that. I thought it looked kind of cool, but like I said in it, it seems like a game that's gonna be like, oh, look at our edgy attitude, and I can't stand that in
I
games.
didn't get that vibe from it at all. I thought it was more of a lighthearted, sort of goofy, companionship kind of deal.
I got that. I got that at least from the main character. I feel like he's gonna pull some of that garbage.
I don't know.
But
I'm looking forward to it. I think it was a pretty good game.
it looked pretty cool. Then they showed off some gameplay from Sea of Thieves, which looks like an interesting game. I'm not huge on the art style of it. Like even you said that too. You weren't huge on it,
Yeah, I don't like
but
the art style at all.
I think that it looks like a cool kind of game though, where everyone kind of has their own role
Yeah,
on like a ship.
just interjecting here. The closed beta is in September for Gwent. The game does not launch in
Okay,
September.
all right then. I was wrong. Thanks for making me look the fool.
I don't want to give out incorrect information.
Um, then there was a trailer that announced State of Decay 2 and that it is coming in 2017. Then after that, they showed off some Halo Wars 2 gameplay and announced that the game is coming out on February 21st. And for, I think they said the next week, they're doing a open beta on Xbox One.
Yes, so if you haven't ever played Halo Wars, or if you just want to, get some old memories of what Halo Wars used to play like 7 years ago, because that's how long it came out, then yes, it is free. And I'm surprised it's coming in 2017, because they've had a long time to work on this game, 7 years. So I was expecting it to be this year.
I don't think they've been working on it for
Well, they
seven
haven't they
years.
haven't been working on it for 7 years, but I think they knew pretty early on they were going to do a sequel, so I would have expected it to be this year. And all the games Jacob just ran through, Scalebound, Sea of Thieves, State of Decay, and Halo Wars, all of them are on that Play Anywhere program. So buy them once on Xbox, you can play them on PC, everything transfers, the whole shebang.
Then Phil Spencer came out at the end to announce the Project Scorpio, which is kind of the biggest thing that we have to talk about, and we have to talk about it pretty quickly. Um,
Well, there's
what
not
did
that
you
much to talk about. I mean, we didn't hear much about it other than how many teraflops it has, and if they said that one more time, I was turning the stream off.
what did you think of this announcement? Were you surprised that they announced it? Because I was.
I wasn't surprised that they announced it. I was surprised at the date at which it's coming. Holiday
Oh,
2017 is very soon to me.
that's next year.
It's next year, and it didn't make sense to me until I thought about it. Like we said at the earlier top end of the show, the Xbox One S is $300, the same price as the original Xbox right now. The only reason they get away with doing it that cheap right now is because the Scorpio's coming next year.
Yeah.
So they're making the Xbox One S the new middle ground. So people who want to jump up to the highest graphics, the best of the best, top of the line, are going to jump to Scorpio. Where everybody else who doesn't care is just going to stick with the Slim or even the original Xbox, because he made a big point of saying that nobody's getting left behind, which we knew they weren't. They weren't going to, say, oh yeah, Xbox One is now useless. Sorry guys, you only had it for 4 years, or
Yeah,
not
I
even 4 years. It was like 3 years.
yeah, I never thought that that was gonna happen, but I think that they really shot themselves in the foot with their Xbox Slim announcement because now if anybody's actually looking at it from a market standpoint, they're gonna be like, well, there's no reason to buy this brand new Xbox when the Scorpio's coming next year. Unless you're that desperate to get an Xbox, like just wait for the Scorpio.
Unless either they like Scorpio is going to be $500 minimum, right? That's what they're going to hit. So unless
Hmm.
either they don't have $500 to spend on a console, or they don't care about the graphical updates, because if that just isn't a big concern for some people, maybe all they want is the 4K video, which is then they get the Slim. So I think it's fine. What I'm concerned about is that the fact that they mentioned VR several times during the Scorpio announcement, but didn't make any VR announcements. And what's his name? Not Phil Spencer, the other dude.
Todd Howard.
Todd Howard had said they're bringing Fallout 4 to VR, which had just been announced yesterday from Bethesda,
Yes.
and Xbox was never mentioned in that announcement, which leads us
No,
to believe that either they're making a headset for Xbox One, or they're partnering with HTC Vive to make a headset to run it on because it's being made for the HTC Vive.
you can assume that they didn't make the announcement of Xbox yesterday because obviously they didn't want to take the wind out of Xbox's announcement. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's the thing there. But they did only announce it for HTC Vive yesterday, so I'm very interested to see what happens with the future of this. Whether they literally make just the Vive for the Xbox, or if they make an Xbox version of the Vive. It'd be interesting to see. But we're at our time limit, so maybe I just kind of want you to wrap up, give me a letter grade, what you think they did, and maybe if you have any kind of closing thoughts on it.
best conference so far. I thought it was definitely much better than EA did, and a little bit better than what Bethesda showed us. I would probably say if I was going to grade it, I'd give it an A minus. I think they really did do a very good job.
Yeah, I liked it a lot better than EA's. I think they did better than Bethesda because they just showed more games in a way. Like a lot of Bethesda's yesterday was a lot of pre-rendered trailers and a lot of, hey, this game is coming
Yeah,
and this game is coming. Let's show you their environments and then let's show you some gameplay for a little bit. But this was just like games, 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 and
yeah.
that was kind of awesome.
I mean,
So I'd give them an A, honestly. I thought they did really good. I thought they had a lot of good energy out there. That one dude seemed like he was about to take a sniper bullet because he was like looking around like he was frightened. The Minecraft guy. But overall, yeah, I thought the Xbox did a pretty good job with it.
yeah. Nice job, Xbox. Keep it up. I don't know if
Keep
it
it up.
was. I don't know if you lived up to the hype that Phil Spencer put out going up to this announcement because he was losing his mind. But
I assumed that he was just talking about Scorpio.
yeah, and I mean, I could see why he did it because he had that whole little speech at the end that was sort of his moment.
Mm,
Video gamers without boundaries or whatever. I mean, okay.
yeah. But so that was Microsoft's press conference, and we'll see you back here later on for Ubisoft's.